So after the first prayer verse, okay, let's go into the text proper. And he starts with a bang. Okay. Aham asmi sada bhami kadachannaham apriyaha brahmaivaham atas siddham sachidananda lakshanam. All of Vedanta is coming to this verse, okay? Aham asmi, I am. Sada bhami, and I always know that I am. Kadachin naham apriya, and I am never an object of dislike for myself. Therefore, I am that Brahman. It's established that I am Brahman. Which Brahman? Known as Sachidananda. Sachidananda Lakshanam. A simple translation. Okay. Now, what is the text dealing with? Do all of you know you exist?
Yes.
Any doubt? How do you know? Look at it. You know this pen because your eyes see it, right? Those who are not seeing clearly, because I am saying it, Shabda comes into the picture. Not exactly Shabda Pramanam, that is a Veda, but Shabda. As Apta Vakya, someone who will not misguide you. So Apta Vakya, that much it comes in. Tarkika definition. Okay? Therefore, what is the Pramana to you know you exist? Swata Siddham, Swata Jnatam also. Everything in the world is established only because you know it. You can say it is there only because a conscious being has seen it. That's why the famous question in philosophy, not exactly Vedanta, in philosophy, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody was there to see it, has the tree fallen?
No.
In a way, no. Unless you go and infer it later. Yeah. So, everything in the world is only because you are seeing it, you know it. A conscious being has seen it. It's a very powerful argument to dismiss, I'm digressing slightly, to dismiss a lot of things that science postulates. Because science is a very materialistic philosophy, okay? Why? Not materialist because of khao, piyo, maja karo, eat, drink and be merry, not that way. But consciousness is a levolute of matter. So the question you ask the scientist is, was Big Bang an event or not an event? Oh, it is an event. Without that there is no creation. If that was an event, who was there to see it? There has to be a conscious being. If consciousness is an evolute of matter, that cannot happen. So your Big Bang doesn't exist. Yeah, it's a very powerful argument, okay? There's no, why? Because there's no event without an observer. So the whole world you know, because you know, you say it is there. What about you? Not only I exist, it's self-evident to me. I know I am. I am and I know that I am. Aham asmi, I am. Sada bhami. I am always there as a conscious being. In every waking experience of you, you are there. Without you, there is no experience. You are there. Dream, you are there. It was your dream, not mine. What about deep sleep? Oh, I was there. That's why I remember. I slept well. Slept like a log. The alarm was ringing for 3 minutes before I got up. But I know I slept. That means what? You, the conscious being, is objectifying the sleeping mind. He is objectifying the dreaming mind. He is objectifying the waking mind right now. Hopefully. इसके लिए चाय ब्रेक सब रखा है बीच में. So you are always a conscious being. I am, and I am always there. Sada bhami. I am always a conscious being. Because if you are not the conscious being, how do you objectify deep sleep? There are a lot of technical arguments on this. I don't want to go into the technical part of the argument now. That is sleep a memory or an inference? Is deep sleep something you remember or something you infer? Samji, inference. How? From this time to this time, I did not know anything. Therefore, I must have been asleep. Clean inference, eh? But from this time to this time, I did not know anything. That's exactly what we call sleep. So what you are presenting as data for inference itself is sleep. The end product is being presented as a data. Because data has to be perceived. For any inference, data has to be perceived. And what is it that you perceived? That from this time to this time you did not know anything. That I did not know anything is what you call as deep sleep. Total ignorance. So there is not an inference, it's a memory. You were there. You were there. No, I don't think you had a good night's sleep last night. You were snoring away. Of course not. I don't snore in my sleep. And everyone says that. Why? Because they don't know. Unless someone records it. We used to say, no, I slept very well. Nothing. No, I thought you were very restless now, isn't it? You're all throwing your arms and then about and things like that. Very restless. I slept like a log. Must have been a very moving log. Look at it. Whatever data you use for inference, that itself is what we call sleep. Therefore, deep sleep is a memory. If it is a memory, you are there. Then what happens when you get up? You make a self-judgment on the basis of that memory and you say, I slept. You did not sleep. You are awake as an owl, watching the sleeping mind. Yeah, you are watching the sleeping mind. You are awake. The consciousness. The conscious being. The conscious being is awake. You, the mind, is asleep. Your mind is asleep. But the identification of the mind and the consciousness is so strong, so instantaneous, born of ignorance, you say, I slept. So from today onward, don't change your language. Mind slept, I was awake. Don't. That will become spiritual snobbery. Keep it simple. When you say I slept, we all understand what it is. So the sleeping mind is objectified by you, the consciousness. Otherwise, you can never say, I slept well. Or I did not sleep. So you are the conscious being. For the time being, let us take it like that. You are, you know yourself, this much, that I am, that much you know. I exist, I am. And there is no time when I am not there. Because right from the time you are in your mother's womb, also you are conscious being. No? Even before that you were, but before that it becomes belief. Unless I put you all through past life regression. Hari, I lived before. Okay. So there's always a memory of sleep. Therefore, I was always there. Sada bhami. I'm always a conscious being. Even when you're unconscious, Someone came and asked me once, Swamiji, that teacher touched me here and I saw stars. I said, that is simple. I'll show you all the stars in the universe, plus complete blackout. I may have to touch you a little harder, that's all. But you are still conscious of that fact. You get up and say, what happened? Why will you say what happened? Because it was so sudden. You didn't see the punch coming in. But you'll get, correct. I was out, I did not know anything. Who's saying that? The conscious being who knew that his mind did not know anything. The conscious being who's saying that my mind did not know anything. Sada bhami. There's never a time you are not there. Never a time when you are not consciousness. You are that conscious being at all the time. And you know that much. I am and I am. Then what is the self-ignorance we speak about? I don't know what I am. Main kaun hu? I don't know. Then you'll have to sing like Bulla. Bulla na jane main kaun hu. You'll have to sing. All that is coming to Rishikesh also. Krishna Das concert yesterday. Yesterday in the next door ashram, my Guru Bhai Swatantrananda, my batchmate actually, his ashram there, we had Krishna Das concert. 2 days before that, he was in Neem Karole Baba's ashram. So all that is coming here. Okay. Yeah. So you sing, I don't know who I am. I know what I am not. To an extent at least. So, aham asmi sadach bhami. This much is known to every human being. At the most, we may have to point out a little bit. That's all you have to do. Point, just make explicit what is implicit in your experience. I am and I know I am is implicit in every experience of yours. At the most, what he is doing here is making it explicit, that's all. Then he makes another statement. Kadachin naham apriyaha. There's never a time when I don't like myself. Swamiji, that may be true for you. You don't know what my mind is. Self-hate is quite common. So much so that now we have to speak about self-love, body love, mind love. Yeah, Narayana. Why do you have to speak about these things? Evident. Everyone loves themselves. How do you know, Swamiji? How do you know? How can you say that? You got up in the morning, you're washing your face, you looked in the mirror. Understandable. Why? You have to see the eyes, the Rishikesh, some rat has not taken away something. In our times it used to happen, you go for a walk here, you find a snake is also coming out for a walk. So let him go his way, you go your way. Okay. So like that you have to see everything is okay, fine. Then you had a bath, this, that, you did up everything to give that natural look. Fine, fine. Understandable. Then you're coming out to have a cup of tea, there's a car parked there with the windows up. You peep in there. You just saw yourself, why are you seeing again? There's a wash basin there, you're washing hands, there's a mirror there. Kiske liye? Why are you doing that? I'm sure if there is a bald, shiny head, you look there also to see. For what? All expressions of self-love, okay? You love yourself. What about those who hate themselves? You create an ideal, actual split. You have an idealized image of yourself and an actual image of what your mind and body is. You created a split there because you are taught too many times to have ideals in life and create an ideal, actual split. This is me, my wants and all, this is it. The good, the bad, the ugly, this is me. But that is what I want to be. Therefore, you create a split and start hating yourself. Otherwise, in a natural state, kadachin naham apriya. Yeah. If there is a fire, what is the first thing you will do? Run out, no? Why? You have to save yourself. Why? Why do you have to save yourself? Because I like my life. Hey, I know your life is miserable. But still there is a hope, no? As long as there is hope, you will save yourself. And when there is no hope means what? You have given up thinking that you can never be happy. Turkey-Syria border, the earthquake. Everyone is miserable there. Lost so many family members, is that? You think, and they're all staying in camps and things like that. You think there is no sound of laughter in those camps? Some people who are way my juniors went there for search and rescue operations. Human spirit is resilient. They will laugh. Macbeth jokes will come out. Yeah. Because Kadachin Naham Apriya. Never a time you did not like yourself. That is why. But in our erroneous thinking, we think we have to become happy through an experience. You think that. Therefore, we become experience seekers in life. This experience seeking is samsara, isn't it? Everything becomes an experience, including a Vedanta camp. A Vedanta camp is not an experience, it's a learning thing. Experiences are there, I'm not saying no to the experience, enjoy it. Yeah. But it's learning. Why? Because self-ignorance is a problem. But this much is a fact universally experienced. Kadachin naham apriya. Aham asmi sada bhami na apriya. It's something like this. This guy comes and tells me, Swamiji, I love this woman. Really? Why? Swamiji, what do you see? Mean why I love her? Love does not seek your permission to come in. I understand all that. Been there, done that. Okay. So I know. But why do you love? He'll think, finally he'll say, Swamiji, I'm very happy when I'm with her. Then after 3 months he comes and says, I broke up. Why? She made me very unhappy. ये क्या बात है? So what is it that you're really loving? Her or your happy mind? If in your company I'm happy, I love you. If I become miserable, I allow you. You go your way, I go mine. Therefore, what is it that you love? You being happy, isn't it? Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Yajnavalkya. To his wife, you see. The wife is dear not because she is dear. And dear for my sake. I am happy with her. Swamiji, she makes me miserable, still I love her. There's something to be worked upon then. Either your misery has to be worked upon or why you love her has to be worked upon. One of the two things has to be worked upon. Love you can always have. What's the problem? If you can love a dog or a cat or a monkey, what's the problem of loving a human being? No, Swamiji, I'm looking for unconditional love. Can you give unconditional love? That's why I'm looking for unconditional. Get a dog. Only person will give you unconditional love, okay? That's why pet dogs are becoming very popular in all over the world. So, jokes apart, there is never a time when you don't like yourself. Unless you create too many splits in what you take yourself to be. None of us have taken what we really are as ourselves. That is the subject matter for Vedanta. But apart from that as well, you can be unhappy with yourself only when you create ideal actual split or self-judgments which we call samsara. I am like this only and I don't like being like that. Take sannyasa, leave your past behind. Honestly, I never felt the need to do that. You all seen me with my beret, no? I got that beret, it was gifted to me in 1971 by some paratroopers. I did some volunteer work with them. I did a para jump. They said, you are one of us now. I found it somewhere. My mom had taken all this and kept here and there and here and there. When I'm clearing up stuff, I found it. I said, acha, good memories of all those people. Kaha gaye we log? We have to ask that. So why should I leave my past behind? There's nothing I regret. It all flows. All those experiences created me ready for Vedanta, and that is it. No actual ideal split. No, now I am a Vedanta Acharya. As a sannyasi, I should not speak about my past. Speak. If it helps somebody, it will be good. They say don't speak because then you're holding on to past identities. That's why the advice is given to sadhus. Don't speak about your Purva Ashrama because you hold on to those identities. Those identities was dropped right then. Now we have a problem. Those identities were dropped a long time ago. Vedanta teaching ensured that. So now what? All identities are mithya anyway, not real. All identities are self-judgment. So no problems. Conceptual. All identities are only conceptual. Standpoints of your functioning, isn't it? What else is there? Yeah? With respect to somebody else, you are calling yourself something. The world famous Rama, there was one city in India where Rama was known as our Sita's husband, Sitapati, in Mithila. Apna Sita hai na, unke husband hai. Our Sita's husband. World famous. Destroyer of Lanka, conqueror of Ravana, all that. World famous. Tapasvi, Raja, all that. But in one place. Conceptual identities, isn't it? Yeah. And Rama also willingly played that role, okay? At the end of the whole Ramayana, he was asked, Brahmaji asked him, do you not recognize this as your own Lakshmi? And he says, in this lifetime, Ramoham Dasharati, I am Rama, the son of Dasharatha. That's the role I am playing. He was very clear it's a role. He knew the truth. Similarly, if you can know that, but the role is not very clear, they become identities. A role is a role, that's it. It becomes an identity only because the self is not known. Otherwise, just a role. You can play a million roles. What's the problem? So very often organizations have asked me for help. As a sannyasi, I'm not supposed to do all that, but I have done. Big deal. Well, it's just a role, yeah. What difference does it make? It's not your identity. It's just a role. You can play if you know the truth, you can play a million roles. If you don't know the truth, any one role can become a problem. A sannyasi role can be a problem. I'm a sannyasi. I won't touch money. The sannyasi is like that. Big problem. People want to come and give you Guru Dakshina. What do? No, you send it to my friend's account. So when I need, he will give it to me. What I need, he will give it to me. Because I don't touch money. You know you're being a load on your friend. He has to pay income tax for the money you're getting in. As a sannyasi, you're not supposed to be a load on someone. I know this very well-known Mahatma. He will not touch money. But he will go and do corporate programs. I met him at a corporate program, at a conference. So now the corporate has to pay for 2 airline tickets, one for him and one for his assistant. Why? His assistant does all the financial transactions. It's all craziness. No role is a problem if you know yourself. One role can be an issue if you don't know yourself. That is the thing. Why? You are the simple conscious being. Up to now. Aham asmi sada bhavi kadachan naham apriyaha. You tell me any aspect you don't like about yourself. I mean, I don't like it. What do you don't like? I put on weight. Big universal complaint. Come here in Rishikesh. Stay for 3 months on Bhiksha. Don't eat anything else. Only Bhiksha. In 3 months you will lose 10 kilos. Guaranteed. I'm not joking. First Bhiksha is at 10:30. Second Bhiksha is at 6 o'clock. In between, nothing. Intermittent fasting. You lose weight. 3 months, you lose 10 kilos, guaranteed. And you have to walk from here to the Kshetra and back. That's 2 kilometers. So, the body you don't like. You are the conscious being, not the body. You are aware of this body or not? Oh yeah, that's true. That's why you said my body, no? It belongs to you, it's not you. How can mine and I be the same? My phone, not me phone. I can't say iPhone because it's a somebody says iPhone. Yeah. My phone, not me phone. No? Why I and mine cannot be the same. You're aware of this body, etc., not you. Samjhi, this emotions of mine, it plays havoc with me, you know. I have a nightmare right inside. You are aware of it, not you. It's your mind. Your emotional mind is playing havoc. Let it play havoc. Don't try to control it. You just observe it. In time, you will find it stops playing havoc. There's a little bit fine-tuning in terms of psychological work we can do. Not a problem. Samjhi, I'm so confused in my thinking. I can see that. But it's only your thinking, na? You are the conscious being, objectifying the confused thinking, objectifying the clarity that you get, objectifying everything. That means what? I am that conscious being. With respect to my body, there are certain things I don't like. Respect to my emotions, there are certain things I don't like. With respect to my thinking, there are certain things I don't like. With respect to my energy. So, some you cough, cold, etc. There are some energy blocks, I said, okay, how do you remove that? Some it's on your ear. Only one moment in the world has caught me by my ears. Man, to forget it. But see, all this can become a basis of self-judgment and not liking. You, the simple conscious being, who is aware of the whole thing. What is there to like or not to like? You like being alive, no? You want to, yeah. Believe me, even the people who say, I'm ready for death. You used to have a nice sadhu here. He is no more now. That is Samadhi. Very nice person. Swami Shivananda. Not Shivananda of Shivananda Ashram. Our local guy here. So, rainy season he will say, in this rains I will go. The rains have gone, he is still there. Summer, in this summer I will go. Summer goes, he is still there. Yes, sardi mein chala jaya. In this winter I will go. This has been going for some time. So I have a guru bhai, one batch my senior, called Tadrupananda. When he was a student, we used to call him Dacoit Swami. Okay? He's huge. He's got a beautiful ashram on the Narmada banks. Okay? Very popular person. Huge guy. So he caught hold of him. When he said that, in this rains I will go. Swamiji, chalo, let's both go into the Ganga right now. Let's go. You want to go? I also want to go. Come on. Thero. Wait. Why? Aaj bandara hai. This is not a made-up story. This is a true story of my life here, okay? Nobody is ready to go. Very few people really ready to. And even if you're ready to go, it is because you have decided in this life there's nothing more for me to do. My mother went like that. Every time she'll ask me. She was staying with my sister. Why is the Lord not taking me? As though I have a personal connect with God, I said, I can phone and ask. I said, I don't know, you ask him. You ask your Devi, you're a Devi worshipper, no? You ask. So finally she decided, enough. I'm going to stop eating and drinking. She was 90 plus. I said, if that's what you want. My sister saying, no, change her. I said, no. See, she's okay right now, she's functional. And if she wants to fast and go, the Hindu religion gives that right. Because if they change their mind, you can always start eating again. So change of mind is possible. It is not irreversible. She did that 3 months. Right. Very few people are ready to go. I've seen a lot of people, I've seen a lot of death. Soldiers who are ready to die. When the death comes, they're not always ready. They're ready to do what they have to do. If death comes, that's inevitable. That much of acceptance is there. I know this man. He's a hero of the 1965 war with Pakistan. He retired as Major General. That time he was a young colonel. We had to clear the minefield in the night so the army could attack in the morning. Now clearing a minefield is not a simple job, okay? It's one of the most dangerous jobs you can have on earth. Because anytime anything goes off, and if anything goes off, there is no minor injuries. Minor injuries are losing a hand or a leg. Major injury, of course, Ram Naam Satya hai. You're God. This is how the condition was. And somewhere the Pakistanis knew that we are doing something like this, so they started shelling. Now remember, you're in a minefield and shelling is happening. First instinct for everyone is to hide behind any rock you can find. This man stands right in the middle, legs apart and hands folded, and gives orders what to do. Exploding steel all around, okay? And he's standing there. Like a rock of Gibraltar, he's standing there. So we cleared the minefield, the army attacked in the morning. By the turn of the day, before it was noon, we have won that war. So a young officer goes and asks him, Sir, you're so heroic standing there like that. Were you not even a little bit scared? Why do you think I was standing with my feet apart? A better balance, better. Nothing. That nobody will see my knees are knocking together. Why? Because you want to live a day more. You want to live a day more. You are ready to die, but you want to live a day more. Nobody wants to die. Someday I heard all the samurai warriors, they are not afraid of death. Correct. Not afraid of death. But afraid of death, not being afraid of death, and wanting to die are two different things. Not be afraid of death is a good thing to be, because then you'll be able to do a lot of courageous things. Not wanting to die will make you reckless. If you want to die, it will make you idiotically reckless. That's not a sensible thing to do. Kadachin naham apriya. That's the whole idea. Because you love yourself, you want to live a day more. Who doesn't want to live a day more? What about your mother? Because she had concluded this lifetime there is nothing more she can do. And she wanted to join my father, wherever he was. Because we don't have only one place after death. We have 7, 14. So where he is, God knows. He's in Pitraloka, by the way. I know. Don't ask me how I know, okay? I know. Because we'll go into all esoteric things and I don't want to go into all that. Why not higher lokas? Nobody goes to higher lokas in Kali Yuga. Very difficult. You can't do that much of punya. Anyway, jokes apart. Kadachin naham apriyaha. Then he makes a big jump here. Brahmevaha mata siddham. Therefore, I am nothing but Brahman. This comes from the teaching, not experience. Atha Siddham, it is established now. Why? Brahman is Sachidananda Lakshanam. You define Brahman, Lakshana of Brahman. For want of another word, you will say define Brahman as Sachidananda. Now, what is Sachidananda? You can start with any word. It's easier for understanding if you start with the word Chit. Remember, we concluded you are the conscious being. That much was clear. Now, from this conscious being, we have also negated all that you are not. All that you are aware of, you are not. So, body, mind, etc., we already negated. Okay. Roles, in fact, you start with the roles. Roles you negate. I am Mama. Mama you became after this child was born to you, no? Not before that, not after that. Role. Father, mother, brother, sister, employee, all these roles, not you. They are talking about you from a standpoint, external standpoint. In your own standpoint, you will talk in terms of body, male, female, etc. But that also you are aware of. I am taking certain things for granted here, okay? Because people have some exposure to Vedanta. Then, mind, emotions, etc. Again, another standpoint, not you. Knowledge, etc., not you. Ignorance, you are objectified as in deep sleep, not you. Not only in deep sleep, you are aware of your ignorance even when you are awake. Do you know Russian language? Probably was one lady here who will recognize. Yeah. So for her, I'll ask, do you know Marathi? No, I don't. Means your ignorance of the language, you are objectified, right? So you can't be that ignorance because you have it's my ignorance. You have a subject-object relationship with it. So with the whole world, you have a subject-object relationship, including your body, mind, etc. Now, tell me, what is the limit of this conscious being, this consciousness that you are? What is the limit of it? Limit in terms of time. Let us handle that first. What is the limit? Time. When are you not conscious? Because if you have to say time limitation, beginning, end. Time is beginning, end. So when is? In fact, for that you have to look at the truth of time. What is the truth of time? I was walking on the streets of Bombay with an American friend. So one person came and asked me, Swamiji, what is time? So I told him, 4:30 baj gaya, 4:13 in the evening. And my friend turns around, you Indians are really philosophical. Someone came and asked you, what is time? I said, no, we are not philosophical. We may not use Indian English very well, that's all. So, what is this thing that we call time? Let's go by the definition of science to make it easier, because that is general knowledge nowadays. Science defines events as time as the gap between two events. Very good. Gap between two events is time. What is an event? Olden days, agrarian society, sunrise, sunset, two events. So time was day and night. Simple. But we needed finer calculations. So we started making finer units of time. So we had daybreak, noon, dusk. We needed finer. So we had the concept of yamam coming in for religious purposes. One yama is 3 hours. Then we further divided it. One muhurta, roughly an hour. Measurement of time universally will be similar. Why? Because you are using the sun. And the transition of the sun to, apparent transition of the sun to measure time. This is old thing. 1 hour. So now the event kept on changing. Finally now, time is a gap between two pulses of a quartz. Many of you are wearing quartz watches, no? You'll have some 15,000 pulses in a minute or a second also sometimes, depending upon the accuracy of your watch. Now, so the gap between two pulses is a basic unit of time. Okay, fine, accepted. Remember, we are talking of science. No event without a observer. So first observation of one pulse, second observation of one pulse. Gap between that. Gap between that, one observation, second observation. Gap between that is what? One thought, one observation. Second thought, another observation. What is the gap between that? You. Two thoughts, what connects up both the thoughts? One thought and second thought, what connects up? You. That means, when you are looking at yourself through these thoughts, you have this idea of time. So what is objective has got reduced to something inside. That's why the length of a minute will depend on which side of the bathroom door you are on. You are in a hurry to go, 1 minute. 1 minute. It seems like 1 hour when you are outside. So, the relativity of time comes in because of the experience like this. Swamiji, is there nothing like objective time? There is something. Subjective, objective is one and the same. Therefore, you are the truth of time. Therefore, this chit, the consciousness, what is the limit? No time limit. Time is limited. All the Einsteinian experiments, etc., the flow of time, etc., the expansion and shortening of time. Why? At higher level of martial art, we slow down time in combat. The guy seems like a slow coach to you. Why? Because this and that. And in Samadhi, time stops for you. So when you look at this whole play that's happening, you are the truth of time. You are timeless. There is no aging for you. Not the body. Body will age. Some 6 hours exposure to the cold, my voice is gone. I lived here with nothing. Nothing happened that time. So why is it happening now? Your body is old body now. It's going to be 70 soon. So what the heck? Understand. It can't do what it did at 25. Naturally. Body, there is aging. For mind, is there aging? Brain can age, mind age. There is a tired mind, there is a mature mind, but there is no old mind. So sometimes youngsters have very mature minds. So we'll say it's an old soul. The soul doesn't have time anyway. You, the chit, doesn't have any time. You're timeless. If you are free from time, you are free from space as well. I don't have to prove that. Thanks to Stephen Hawking. Time-space continuum is one. Even the Shastra took it like that. Therefore, if you talked about space, you didn't talk about time. If you talked about time, you didn't speak about space. Because they are both one continuum. In simple terms, you can understand this. Can you think of here without now? In fact, if I say here, at later time, it takes a minute for you to get it. We will meet here at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, but here, okay. It takes you some time. There and then goes together. Time-space continuum is experience as one. Experientially it is one, actually. Hey, when you was young, what did you do? If I are going to ask you, how was your life when you was young? You'll talk about all the different experiences at different places. No? Why? Different time. It's always like that. Time and space goes together. So if you are free from time, you are free from space as such. Can do it differently also, dialectically. I don't have to go too scientific. Because to explain that time and space as one, I really have to go into too much of science. What is the truth of space? Fundamental building block of space. 30 feet, 50 feet? Oh. Because 30 feet is made up of feet, no? 1 feet. But 1 feet is made up of 12 inches. 30 centimeters. 1 inch is made by 1 centimeter, then decimeter, millimeter, nanometers. It goes on. What is the fundamental block of time? When you can't divide any further of space, when you can't divide, then what is left behind? You, the observer, is left behind. Keep dividing. Conceptually you can do it. You'll have to, after some time it will have to be conceptual. Once you go to a nanometer, etc., it'll all have to be conceptual after that. That becomes difficult. Only the observer is left behind. You, the conscious being. So no time or space limitations. Chit. This is indicated by the word chit, consciousness. Indicated. It's not the direct meaning, it's the implied meaning. Okay? Why? The same chit is presented as sat. For those who have attended my advanced classes, Samanadikarnyam, etc. Okay? Sachidananda is like Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. There is Samanadikarnyam there. Different words having its own meaning, all referring to one and the same object. Therefore, Sachidananda are not three qualities. They are referring, defining one and the same object, one and the same entity. Chit, consciousness. The same is presented as Sat. Why? Because in the world you see, okay, time-wise, space-wise limitation. But isn't there things different than me? This table. Really? What is this table? Wood. Okay. What is this table? Wood. Therefore, the truth of this table, is it table or is it wood? Which is more real? Wood is real or table is real? It's already a bit shaky. If I break this table, there is no table, but there is wood, all right. Huh? Anyone taking sannyasa, we can use it as firewood. Whole night the homa has to be on. No? So wood is there. So wood is the truth of this object. Wood is made up of hydrocarbons. Therefore the molecule is the truth of this table. Molecules are made up of atoms. The atom the truth of the table. Atoms are made of subatomic particles. How far will you go? As long as you give me a form, I will reduce it to its constituents. Table, form, to wood, form, to hydrocarbon, form, molecular structure, form, atoms, keep on reducing it. So what has to be the final truth of this table? Don't say nothing, I'll whack you with this table. If you say nothing, nothingness, from nothingness everything has come. From nothingness nothing will come. We're talking of this solid table, I'll whack you with it and you'll know how much it is there, how real it is. In Vedanta we call it Sat, pure existence. In Vedanta we use the term Sat, existence. For the people who have had background, Sadeva Soumya Idamagram Asit, Ekameva Advitiyam Brahman. Same thing, connects there. So Sat, existence. So now you have Sat, which is the, what about this body? Body, truth. Body is also nothing but hydrocarbons. We are living in a hydrocarbon based world. So this is also nothing but molecules, hydrocarbons. Which is put in simpler terms in the Upanishad, Annam. It's all hydrocarbons only. So the same truth, existence. Phone, silicon, etc. will come into the picture, but existence. So everything will be based only on existence finally. Finally, what is there? Only existence is there, nothing else. Now you have limitless existence on one side and limitless consciousness on the other side. Chit, Sat and Chit. Can they be two different entities? For the sake of argument, let us say they are different. That means you will have consciousness which is other than existence. That means you will have a non-existent consciousness. Let it be. That means you are non-existent. That I am not. Why? Aham asmi sada bhami. Therefore, that limitless existence and the limitless consciousness has to be one and the same thing. Because two limitlessness cannot exist. Two limitlessness cannot exist. Sat and Chit I am. And to indicate this is limitlessness, the word used in the Upanishad is Anantam. Here we call it Anandam. Sachid Ananda. In the Upanishad, Satyam Jnanam, Anantam. Same thing. Later on, the same Upanishad Taittiriya talks about Anantam as Anandam. Why is the word Anandam used? It to bring in your experiences of joy. Any experience of joy is something that you try to hold on to. And because you can't hold on, you want to repeat. But all experiences of are nothing but the Ananda that you are manifesting in your mind. Let's take some few examples. I wanted something very badly. I was longing for something. Maybe something silly, whatever. I'm longing for it. My mind is projecting into that object. When I get it, I'll be happy. When I get it, I'll be happy. That's called a projection. You got it. Latest iPhone. What happened? The projecting mind got resolved. The Ananda that you are manifested. The fullness, limitlessness that you are manifested in your mind. You got an experience of joy. It is not only like that. Bombay, concrete jungle. I'm walking. Suddenly, between two buildings, I see the full moon. Beautiful. What happened? The mind that was vaguely projecting, now stilled by that perception of beauty and the Ananda that I am manifested. Below that moon, there is a building. So the beauty was reflected in someone standing there also. Ananda that I am manifested. Stuck in Bombay traffic. And there's a cute little kid making faces in the next car. So what a sweet kid. What happened? All the irritation with the traffic jam dissipates. Ananda that you are manifest. So all these experiential joys are nothing but helping you to manifest the Ananda that you really are. The fullness that you are, when it manifests in the mind, you'll call it joy, happiness, whatever. So the term Ananda is used to indicate that. To indicate the mindset of a person. Actually the word is Anantam. But Ananda is used to indicate the mindset of a person who has got this knowledge And you have this knowledge, you're always Ananda. Because your limitlessness. Your limitlessness is there. Something happens, manifests. Nothing happens, simply quiet, sitting quiet. Either you're simply sitting as Ananda or manifested Ananda. That's it. Therefore, you are that Brahman which is indicated by Satchidananda. There is more to it, the verse will explain. Following verses will explain. But this is what you are. All of Vedanta is come in the first verse, including the Mahavakya. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman is a Mahavakya. Satchidananda is the same. It's a Mahavakya. So you go by the implied meaning. You don't take Sat as a limited existence. You take the existence behind all things, all names and forms. Chit is not just your conscious being. The consciousness makes you a conscious being. This is what you are. और क्या बात है? What else is there to be done? Nothing. Make it a fact of your life. That's all it is there. That's all. What else is there to be done in life? This is the only thing that will handle your existential issues. Remember, we started samsara as being your existential issues. Born of self-judgment, this, that, etc., purposeless. But Swamiji, after this, will there be a motivation to do something? Motivation can come from anywhere. You don't really need anything. So the whole world becomes a luxury. Look at it. If you are a fulfilled being, what do you need to be happy? Nothing. So ask some of the sadhus here, Maharaj ji, क्या चाहिए? हाँ, कुछ नहीं, सब है. The Lord has given me everything. I don't know. But so, you are coming without even a shawl or something. Can I get you a shawl? हाँ, आपके मर्जी है तो. If you want to. Why? Because it's cold. It's not that because you gain this knowledge, you become impervious to cold. Okay? You're not nerve dead. But it doesn't make you unhappy. It's cold. It's cold. So enjoy the season change. If it's cold, you'll enjoy it. Ananda. You're always Ananda. So enjoy the cold. Sometimes you'll suffer. Enjoy that also. This time I really realized what it means to be a sadhu life. I got half a dozen different medical solutions for my hoarseness. Some are still there, no, half a dozen different things. From Ayurveda to acupressure to ozone therapy to... Yeah, good. Achha. Now I knew what Puja Swamiji used to feel like. Even a gynecologist used to, two gynecologists used to go and give him his opinion. So what's a gynecologist doing? He has a heart issue. And one of the gynecologists is a close friend of mine, okay? She's Swami in charge of our Nagpur ashram. So everyone goes and gives, Acha hi hai, Ananda, try it all out, see what it feels like. What's the problem? Enjoy the game. Forget eucalyptus oil also. If you are Ananda, it's not an issue. Go through the whole thing. So certain things will happen, certain things will not happen. Certain plans will work out, certain plans will not work out. Big deal. You are Ananda. You don't need anything to be happy. You need a few things to make life possible. Yeah, that's okay. You may do things not for yourself. You will do things to make it easier for life. Like I joke with my students, my samsara is about to start. I mean, samsara as far as the world is concerned, not as far as me is concerned. Because Swamiji told me, set up an ashram and take full-time students. First of all, setting up an ashram in Bombay. And he wanted it near Bombay. That itself is a big thing. And then after that, that itself is first step of samsara. We know, Sunita knows all the hassles we have to go through for small, small things. And then, after that, if I knew what I was as a student, 50 characters like me there, oh my God, You know? Anyway, you can do things. You need not do things. Sit down in Rishikesh, be a Mauni Baba. That's also fine. Mauni Baba is someone who keeps quiet, doesn't talk. You do what you want. Go get married. What's wrong? Have fun. But please don't tell your partner, I'm Ananda. I don't need you to be happy. I'll ensure that the relationship goes haywire. It may be a fact, but don't say it. Say, I choose to be with you. I want to be with you. It's a joy to be with you. Don't say Ananda that I am is manifesting, okay? Be careful what you talk to whom. But it's a fact. Ananda you is manifesting in her company, that's all. But be careful. Unless he or she is also fully into Vedanta, then it's okay. Okay, with that, we have seen some aspects of the first verse. Then the remaining verses also explain a lot about the whole process is explained. So that we will see. Take a 5-minute break.